I cover a lot of Conway the Machine on this channel, mainly because he's a phenomenal rapper, but I also feel like there's this secondary factor that I'm contributing to a better society every time I listen to Conway, because I'm like 99% sure this man didn't have a successful rap career, he would definitely be committing a drive-by on a snowmobile in Buffalo right now. This man is so grimy, so aggressive, dude like a rap version of a horror movie villain. He's like a Michael Myers trapped and had bars. So this project in particular comes on the heels of three of maybe not his most popular releases, but his three most lyrical projects at that point in his career in Reject on Steroids, More Steroids, and The GOAT. This project's sort of like a hidden gem, a really underrated project in Conway's catalog. Let's get to it.
Look, niggas talk.
What is this note?
See them, they sing a
God dang, this beat is grimy.
Fit for boom, blow his head out of space till it hit the moon. Raised up by our granny, sleep on the floor in the living room. See my man mama putting a lighter to a dinner spoon. Been a goon, my man been locked for years.
See, this is what I'm saying. This man would be killing somebody right now. We saving somebody's life by listening to Conway.
Cartier's Air Max Sean with the spoon. Told him hold
3-syllable rhyme scheme.
Be done with that sentence soon. You said my nigga, I ain't tripping. That setback was minuscule.
No, saying a 10-year sentence is minuscule is crazy. Nigga acting like that's a timeout.
Your beat to me is dinner time, killing time.
First time switching up the rhyme scheme.
Ben's color Clementine. Just to see the haters' faces.
Rapid fire with this 3-syllable.
Yeah, more Jordans than Mellow, nigga. I got nothing.
Carmelo did have a lot of Jordans come out when he was playing.
I don't gotta get in line, that finish line. Remember, I'm considered one.
Finish line playing in the Jordan line.
They say Machine, he got one of the illest minds. And he ain't even in his prime. The fuck be on you niggas' minds? City where the young niggas be hopping in Benzes. Basketball courts got crack bags and lots of syringes. Ran through
that
them shortcuts, hopping them fences.
Feel like I need to shower after that verse. That's a grimy beat. It was really stripped back, but that radar sound, no drums. That's what I'm talking about. That sounds like something straight out of a horror movie, like the death scene too. I love the rapping from Conway. It sounded just as menacing as the beat did. From start to finish, he was using 3-syllable rhyme schemes, and like I always say with Conway, he has that cipher style where he'll take one rhyme scheme, take it from multiple verses, but the way that he was using the same 3-syllable rhyme scheme like 6 times within 2 bars, the technical writing was top notch on this song. Gritty imagery. The lines that stuck out to me was the basketball court with the needles and baggies on it line. The line about his homie mama being on crack. Sick verse, sick beat. This is Puzo.
Niggas, by the way.
I don't even understand how these keys fit this beat. It sounds like they're in 2 different beats per minute, and not in a good way either.
Dead bodies left when I'm through with them.
It's a cool beat. It's growing on me.
This shit is cinematic, you should film. Bottle with spade, lobster fried rice. If this the source error, GOAT would've got 5 mics. I'm
tough. GOAT was fire.
Life when I write, you can't afford a feature. It's a high price. They shot my nigga in the
rapid fire 2-syllable rhyme scheme.
The bullet hit an artery. I cried night.
The storytelling and imagery is fire right now.
I rhyme nice. Google it, nigga. Go check my highlights. Told Lil Bro if you move, let off the Uzo. Put a shit bag on his stomach. You dumping too low. I'm too blunt and count blue hunters.
That's a grimy line. Torsoing up.
Shopping at Pips with a provocative bitch. The kicks that I'm rocking from Kiss. They say this.
It's a 4-syllable rhyme scheme right here.
The white race, when they see me, they flip. Paint the top red like D-Wade lips. Motherfucker. I ain't nothing like you.
Hey, Wade be wildin'. You might have to say pause after that one, my boy. No, that's a funny line.
And they ain't nothing like me.
Solid song. Definitely don't think it was good as Devil's Work. Pretty good though. The beat threw me off a little bit because those arpeggiating keys, either they hit on a different note or the drums and the sample had different beats per minute. Something just sounded off of that beat. I do like the aesthetic of it because it did have a darker, grimier aesthetic, even though it had pretty bright, I ain't gonna say brighter keys than the last song had in the melody. I'll say the rapping was good from Conway, not as grimy as Devil's Work verses were, but the technical rapping was dope, especially on that first verse. Got into some 4 syllables in that second verse. So solid. This is 8 birds. Yo, those little spacey sounds in the background, that remind me of something that like Alchemist or Future Way would do. It doesn't sound like they made this beat. Let me see who did this. Oh, V-Don, okay. I didn't get put onto V-Don until he did that project with Ransom, but he's tough.
Hey yo, I grew up where it's poverty struck. Gotta be nuts, trying to slide on us. The chop is a bust.
Yo, bro, relax. Came out the gate snapping.
Baking soda, just so my product could fluff. Breaking bricks down like karate was like a hobby to us. Whoa.
For one, the imagery on them lines was tough, but then the rhyme schemes, he had a 4-syllable rhyme scheme at the end of the bar, and then he was using the first 2 syllables throughout the middle of it. Conway pen be different, dog.
Homie fucked up his pack already, nah, say word. He broke early in the season, Gordon Hayward. 8 ball raw, it's like 8 birds.
Hey, y'all remember when Gordon Hayward, when he was on the Celtics, when he broke his ankle, like, first game of the season? They said his homie effed up his pack already? That's a tough line.
Sit in the pen, babe shit in Japan. If I know the nigga snake, I don't shake the nigga hand. I be going 8.
That's a slanted 5-syllable.
You need an operation when I spray shit, niggas spraying. I ain't dropped an album yet, but I'm a legend. It's shown. Could have been worse. I could be.
See, this is why I just call everything an album or everything a project. How is Reject 2 not an album? Niggas be on their 13 project talking about this my debut album.
Even when I'm by myself, I got the strap, so I ain't never alone. Don't make me hit you in your head with this chrome.
Oh, Westside Gunn done rubbed off on this nigga. He just gonna talk for a minute and a half. Alright. Oh, that song was hard. Devil's Work might have been a little bit grimier from a lyric perspective, but bar for bar, the lyricism on this song, tough. Lyrically the most complex song so far. I like this beat, those strings sounded good, and I like those ethereal, spacey sounds in the background. Drum pattern was nice. This is Alpaca. Oh.
Yeah. I know some niggas that been behind the wall their entire life. Never been to Shanghai, but they was moving China white. Raised in Palm, I give a nigga.
That's a tough line.
Me and these niggas don't rhyme alike, trying to battle. You better off trying to fight Iron Mike at 89 when he was in his prime, nigga. I ain't like these other rap niggas. I am past them. Who you trying to slay?
I like how he had the Mike Tyson punch line, but then he just took the metaphor a whole nother line just for the heck of it.
Right? Just for niggas in prison flying kites, knew how to shoot a gun before they learned how to ride a bike. Machine, you know what's.
Ooh, that was gritty. I like that flying kites line, because flying kites sending messages in prison before they knew how to ride a bike, because it's a little scheme with riding bike kite stuff you do as a kid.
Henny XO getting twisted with Burton. Got the chopper in the window, barrel stick through the curtain. Got the dope in the tie.
Syllable rhyme scheme. Come on, man.
He be whipping it perfect. You think he a real nigga, but he really a serpent. 2 to the back of the head, leave him finished for certain. My nigga got.
He'll switch up the first 2 syllables in his rhyme scheme, but it's been a 5-syllable for this whole second verse so far.
I'll tax him for the feature, then out rap him. On each song, he speak wrong, then I'll slap him. Spazzing like Frank Lucas with blood on his Alpaca.
Hey, now he's switching up the internal rhymes. Ugh.
You know what's up, nigga. You know where to find me at. Pull up, nigga.
I'm telling you, man, Derringer just on another level of grimy. Y'all remember when Drake said that light skin, but I'm still a dark nigga? Derringer is white skin, but he's still a dark nigga. Matter of fact, I feel like Derringer is the rap version of Bobby Caldwell, because y'all know how everybody, to this day, some people think that Bobby Caldwell is black, because how he sound. If this was the 60s and we ain't have pictures of Derringer, I would have definitely thought this was a brother. But yeah, spooky beat. You know it's spooky when they have a xylophone sounding menacing? Absolutely love the rapping from Conway on this song as well. The rhyme schemes are so technical, and one of the things about Griselda is they've taken a level of lyricism that for a large point of me being a hip-hop head, you only found in backpackers, like nerdier rap or abstract rap, which is cool, but they've applied that lyricism to the grimier coke rap, neo-mafioso subgenre of rap. And so that technical ability with that grit makes them really special. I think that's why they blow up as fast as they did. Another tough song, this is Fish Fry.
Pole longer than the old mop. Backseat shooter got the shotty with the nose.
I like this flow.
HK with the full stop. When nose pop, this a dome shot. Yellow tape, roadblocks.
Gun bar after gun bar.
Gold pots, cocaine, resi on my stove top.
He had a little mini scheme right there referencing a couple different things with either gold or yellow color.
I'm back focused, the devil's reject. oldest, pushing the Lotus on the back seat where the pole is, pull up in the low.
He's had a couple of different rhyme schemes, but he's been playing with this old sound since the beginning of the verse.
My bitch one of the coldest, have Blakk and Polish, drop more steroids, they feed for another dosage.
I'm telling you, him and Green Lantern can drop another project, call it even more steroids.
We let them 50-round sticks fly. Mama can't afford a funeral, she threw another fish fry.
That's so ignorant. Oh my goodness. Mama can't afford the funeral, had another fish fry. Cause y'all know fish fries, that's the #1 fundraiser in the hood. After that, you got what? Selling candy as a distant second. If you in Atlanta selling water under that, bro, that's hilarious. I just knew when the song was called Fish Fry, they were gonna be talking about cooking raw fish like pure Coke. Nah, these niggas talking about an actual fish fry.
I keep 1 or 2 goons, not 11 deep. Live killers like Kawhi Leonard, they don't never speak. Shipping boxes like 400 pounds.
I like that.
I just keep elevating, I never peak.
I'm telling you, dog, for $9.99 a month, you can save a buffalo mother for having to throw another fish fry. No, what's funny about that is, I was just about to say, I don't really care for this chorus until he had that fish fry line. I'll take the good with the bad on that one. I like that beat. He had a really simple piano sample, but the way that Derringer played with that loudness effect, it added texture to an otherwise really minimal beat. Simple drums, just a grimy aesthetic. I think the rapping was good in that second verse from Conway, but he was on one in that first verse. Touched on the rhyme schemes. He had a few good punches in there. I like that even when he's not even using like a 3, 4, or 5 syllable rhyme scheme, when he's just using 2 syllable rhyme schemes, it's rapid fire. He's throwing some alliteration in there too. His project is sounding really good. Not even gonna hold you. This is rare form. These keys on this beat remind me of one of them songs on Hitler Wears Air Max 10, the one with A$AP Rocky. Shootouts in Soho.
I ain't never lacking, always keep the strap on my waist. Nigga, get out of pocket, I'ma put you back in your place. Spent 20 on the chain, I made it back so I'm straight. Now I can throw that 20 back in the
tough rhyme scheme, man.
Machine, that's like a slap in the face. You can't match the raps I create or tracks that I make.
And then he's playing with that Mac track sound in the internals.
Hold up, that was an 8? Hey, that was 8 bars. I got 7 more bars to show you what was I mean, I took over the game at an immaculate pace. You see it in the club, got his head cracked with an ace. I know that was a 16, but fuck that. When I rap, I go 8 shit. So when I'm slightest, that's what I'm still
keep going.
The niggas you got love for that come after your cake. You seen Payton for what happened to Ace. I'm in red.
Hey, niggas get shot every day, B.
The big dog, I ball like I'm Kareem with the hooks. They ain't know that the ball right at the screen. I'm the guard.
The Kareem line played into with the hooks line on the next one. That's subtle wordplay. I like it.
Like caught right from the free throw line. I take
oh, and now he's taking this basketball seam even further.
Like I'm Levine. All the shit I seen, spent all night with
I like that.
Slept by the doorbell when all night it would rain.
Hey, the song title summed it up perfectly. You know, my intro to Griselda was through Benny the Butcher, and when I heard him, everybody was telling me, yeah, you got to check out Conway. And I think the first song I heard from Conway was maybe something off of Food, and the first full project I listened to was probably about a year after Tana Talk 3 came out. Lulu, which coincidentally wasn't the best Conway project. So at first I thought everybody was tripping when they said Conway was on Benny's level, but going back through the back catalog, them niggas was right, dog. A lot of similarities between them, but differences as well. But Conway's aggression, man, he just sounds hungry every time he just goes on a verse. And then me personally, I'll still take Benny at his best over Conway, but both them dudes are special, man. 2 really sick verses. I prefer that first verse to the second verse. I really like when he started referring to the verse while he was rapping in the verse, saying, oh, I'm at 8 bars, and then all right, I'm already at 16 bars, but I'm gonna keep going. The beats have done a great job of capturing that black tape dark aesthetic. I will say it does sound like a mixtape, and these aren't the most fleshed out beats, but I think they serve their purpose well. This is Biscotti Biscuit.
Violate the mob, I got a bullet with your name on it. Them niggas talking when I see them, know they ain't want it. They say they pulling up the night, well bitch I ain't running.
It's the most textured sample on this album so far.
I have my wouldn't even answer if you fucking call. I'm with your
he trying something right here.
In a fucking jaw. Got little
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Yeah, this is a catchier, mainstreamish flow. Prior to this mixtape coming out on like Devil's Reject, he went for some more mainstream flows. He rapped on some more mainstream songs. I personally don't think it sound good, and then he's rapping with a more mainstream flow here, which it doesn't sound bad, but it just doesn't stack up to the other flows he got on this project. But it's dope hearing it because he really got it right, both on From King to a God and on La Machina. And matter of fact, God Don't Make Mistakes, he played with a few, I wouldn't call them mainstream sounds, but definitely more polished sounds. So this feel like the Frankenstein experiment, and he finally got it right.
You wasn't using your head, so I'm coming to pill it. You got hate in your blood, so bitch, I'm coming to spill it. I had that crack in the kitchen, I whip it up in the skillet. I know my style is too wavy, them niggas wanting to steal it. I paid
I don't mind that song, but at the same time, it's either the worst or the second worst song on here. I like what they were going for a little bit. The beat does feel like a slight switch up from the rest of the beats on here. That sample felt brighter, and it also was the most textured beat on here. Wouldn't say it's the best beat, but you need to switch up every now and then. Conway went for a more smoother flow. Sounded good enough. Not his most technical rapping that he's had on this album either. So cool, it was a song. Let's close this thing out with Pavement.
I do this shit for Machine Gun Blakk.
R.I.P.
Trading my talent to rap to get Machine Gun back. As in the streets giving lessons. It's like I've been to more funerals than I've been to weddings. And
That's
shit
crazy.
is depressed. My man's little sisters got hit in the dome. Pour some liquor, turn this shit up in zone. I promise you not a pain. Pour out some liquor to the pavement.
Pour out a little coffee for the homies.
When Prodigy died, that shit hurt. My nigga Lord Fleet called my
R.I.P.
phone
to
going
Prodigy.
berserk. And that shit hurt me more cause I felt his pain. So we gon' hold this grimy shit down in Prodigy name.
For sure. Well, I love the concept of that song. That organ that was in the sample felt real fitting because with him shouting out all the dead homies, the production made it feel like church organs for a eulogy, which is basically what this song was, just a mass eulogy. Dang, that sounds morbid. But Conway's always been good about giving us a level of vulnerability that's not that common with this lane of hip hop. Of course, the most notable is The Cow, but on most of his projects, he'll have one song where he'll give us just a little sneak peek into his psyche, and all of that finally came to a head on God Don't Make Mistakes, which was an extremely personal project. Those bars about Prodigy in particular stood out to me a lot. Of course, he had that project with Prodigy, which I'm glad he got before Prodigy's untimely death. And then he was talking about Flea Lord hitting him up. I know Flea Lord made that project in honor of Prodigy. I didn't really realize how close they were, but gotta say, them niggas is carrying the torch. Overall, I think this is a sick project. Dog, Conway's pen is so crisp. Like, the rapping from him on this project from start to finish was elite. And then when you add the aggression, it's like that nigga wasn't writing with the pen like this. That nigga was writing like this. Nigga gonna have ink spilling down the page. The aggression plus the grit plus the lyricism combined made this one of his most well-rapped projects up to this point in his career. I'm saying a lot coming on projects like The GOAT. I hate to trigger my Griselda purists. Actually, I'm lying. I don't care about triggering y'all. This is better than Reject 2. Reject 2 hold a special place in y'all heart because it was the first Conway project you listened to and all that. This rapping is easily better than Reject 2's rapping. Now, I will say the production on Reject 2 is better than this project, but the difference in production wasn't as big as the difference in the rapping was on this project. But one of the things I love about this project series is getting to see the progression in each rapper, especially from Westside Gunn, Benny, and Conway. Sig started what was a crazy year from Griselda, and y'all go ahead and peek these other reactions to these other Conway projects.